Okay, so Scott Noteboom, let's hear about litbit. It's DSIM meets IoT is what I know about it.
Well, it kind of is. When you look at the data center, the problem we were trying to solve is we saw three kind of distinct silos in the data centers that are disconnected from each other. That's the traditional industrial systems versus the servers versus the new Internet of Things devices.
Yeah.
So building a platform that connects all of them together and then uses machine learning to really vet that data as a first pass before it gets to human eyes and DCIM and building management systems. So we kind of see ourselves complementing or supplementing those systems by with our machine learning algorithms.
Right. You've actually got some hardware with you, haven't you? Which it's always worth a look.
So we do contribute to some open source hardware. So we're not a hardware company, nor do we sell hardware. But in kind of a forwarding the objective of getting new advanced electronics and devices, we have worked on some open source projects that gives us kind of high performance hardware to do meaningful software stuff with. So this box here is called Project Whitney, is the open source project name, and it's a multi-sensor board based on quad-core ARM, so it's got some quite robust kind of hardware or horsepower behind it.
Yep.
At a low cost.
And it's because open source is really key to this, isn't it? You've got open source hardware there, the Iota open source Internet of Things project. Say a little more about that, perhaps.
Yeah, so the reason open source is important, when you take a new tiny company, we're 14 people here in San Jose, and you expect a new company to be able to aggregate all these different kind of devices, then be able to ingest and run data analytics on what could be millions of points per second, to be able to transact from a data storage perspective, really high performance, and provide kind of machine learning AI against that, without a base platform of open source where we can really do rapid, what I call catch-up innovation by using other people's work and then add our work on top of that platform to then share back with the community. Without having that, we wouldn't exist, nor would we be able to do what we're doing, nor would technology move as quickly as it has.
Right. But as with any open source project, you've got to have a clever business model to sort of capitalize on that while keeping the open source pure.
Sure. And for a lot of these things, I think open source is valuable to developers and not necessarily end users. So when it looks to, humanistic, really user-friendly user interfaces, or when it looks to support in something that's really complex and something critical, that's where folks will traditionally turn to companies that have been intimately involved with the open source to make sure everything works and is supported right, and it's not a lot of people don't want to jump into a self-service model.
No.